Okay, today you're going to look at solving systems by graphing. So I'm going to just go over a couple of things. First thing is, what is a system of equation? So a system of equation is two or more linear equations, because right now we're just going to be dealing with linear equations. So two or more linear equations. Now everybody should know what linear means. That means we're going to be graphing a line. Okay? So the two or more linear equations. Now, the second question is, what is the solution to a system of equations? The solution is where the lines intersect. So we're going to write the ordered pair. And that means we're going to have an x and a y coordinate at which the lines intersect. Okay? So the ordered pair, x and y, at which the lines intersect. Now, you'll see on your paper you have three types of solutions. Okay? Most of your systems will have at least one solution. So one solution. And that solution is going to be written as an x and a y value. Okay? So they'll cross at some point, and you want to name where they are crossing. Okay? The next type is a no solution. Now notice these lines, no solution. What kind of lines are they? They are parallel lines. So your solution set will be no solution. So usually we'll do a circle with a line through it, which means none. All right? Then the last type of solution is infinite number of solutions. Infinite number of solutions. Infinite solutions. Now, we usually show a little infinity symbol when we're deciding that we have infinite number of solutions. So I want to talk about what kind of lines there are. When we have one solution, then of course they're going to intersect somewhere. So they are intersecting lines. When we have no solution, then we have parallel lines. When we have an infinite number of solutions, they are the same line. They're identical. They are the same. So if I were to graph both equations, then I would end up on the same line. That's how I know if they're identical. That type of solution is infinite number of solutions. Okay? So let's practice one. One of the things I do want you to note here is to make sure that your equation is in the slope-intercept form so that you can graph it easily. Okay? So remember, we need our slope and we need our y-intercept in order to graph the line. So we're going to practice a couple on the video, and then I'm going to leave you to do the others on your own. Okay? So let's pull it down. We're going to look at the two in front. Okay? So we'll look at these two down here at the bottom. All right? We'll look at one of them. All right? The first thing we want to do is graph our y-intercept. Okay? It's the first thing you graph. So we're going to put a dot at -8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. -8 looks like about right there. Okay? And we want to use our slope. Our slope here is 1/1. So we're going to rise 1/1, and we're going to put a few dots on our graph so we know where our graph's going to land. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to draw a straight line. Okay? We want to try to get it on there, and mine did not get it on there. So we'll do that again. All right, now if you need a ruler, you can get a ruler or whatever. But we want to try to make it to where that line is straight. Okay? That one didn't go straight, so I'm going to try it again. All right. It's easier said than done now. That's pretty good. We'll leave it there. All right. So now we want to graph the other line. Okay, so I'm going to use a different color so we can see it better. So this time I want to, again, graph the y-intercept. I'm going to put a dot at 1. And I'm going to use my slope. My slope is -2 over 1. So this time, being a negative slope, I'm going to go down 2 over 1. And I'm going to put a dot. And I'm going to go down 2 over 1. Okay, so I'm going to use that slope, down 2 over 1, till I find that point where I'm intersecting. You see how I intersected the red line right there? Okay, so we're going to try to draw that line. Okay. We'll draw it the best we can. All right, but my points are showing you. You can draw it better on your paper. But the point at which they intersect, that's going to be our solution, and we want to draw that solution over here or name it. So we went over 3 and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our coordinate for our intersection point is 3, -5. Okay? So what you're going to do is graph each of these sets of equations, and the point where they intersect, you are going to write that over to the side. Now, if they're parallel lines, then you're going to tell me that's where they intersect, okay? Now, this one's not a parallel line, so just so you know. If it's infinite solutions, then you're going to give me that little infinity symbol, okay? So I do want to go over here and do one on the back side, okay? We're going to look at number 5. So if you look at number 5, the one thing I need to do here is I need to rewrite the first equation, okay? So you have a little space on your paper, but we want to rewrite this in y equals so that we can graph it, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is move over the x, all right? And then we want to move this 3 over. So that means we're going to divide by 3 everywhere. So my equation is y equals, and understood 1 there, 1/3 x, and -15 divided by 3 is a -5. So this is the equation I want to graph, okay? So let's put a dot at -5. There's our dot at -5. And our slope is down 1 to the right 3. Now you only put the negative on one of your numbers, okay? If you do down 1 and left 3, you've got a positive graph. So we want to just put the negative on one thing. So down 1 over 3. Okay? And just give yourself a few dots. If you go up 1, you can go left 3. Okay? Up 1 and left 3. You notice those are all still straight in a line. All right, so I want to graph my line best I can. Okay, I know it got a little off there. I don't know if it will let me scooch it or not, but it would be nice to be able to scooch it down. I don't think it'll let me. Okay. So then let's look at the other graph, okay? The other graph looks like this. Y equals -7, okay? Now y equals -7 just means I have a straight line across y. So this was -5, 4, and 6, and 7. There's x, y is -7. So this is going to be a straight line across my graph. Now look at where they're intersecting. They're intersecting right here. Okay? So that's going to be over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it looks like. To the right 6, and then down 7, right? So let's just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we went down to 7, negative 7. So this is my solution. Okay, so on some of these, you'll have to rewrite the equation for y equals. All right? So I want you to at least try these, and then tomorrow you're going to see another video on solving systems by graphing, and we'll go over these steps again. Okay?